Alright everyone, hi there, welcome to another LEGO speed build. This is a white t-shirt and this is a thing that you'll see later for purposes that will become very apparent. The white t-shirt is because my table's black, and what we're doing today, black table not a good idea, you won't be able to see a damn thing. So, anyway, we are going to be building a LEGO Xenomorph and some other stuffs. Hope you enjoy. Here is the requested piece that inspired the rest of this video. I'll get to the next bit later. Or next, I suppose. Hence why it's called the next bit. So yeah, the idea was to do a Xenomorph Queen, and that was suggested on my LEGO Cthulhu speed build. Link in the description if you're wondering. Now, I fear this probably isn't exactly what the guy had in mind when he said that. He was probably thinking something more on the scale of the LEGO Cthulhu. But what I like about this is it's right about on par with the scale of the Big Figs. And here's Dark Side as comparison. So I like that idea, is that it's right up there with how a Big Fig would look if they did a scale-wise for a Xenomorph Queen. And that's what I liked about it. And you got little face hugger egg. I don't have any black scorpions for some reason. I don't know why I don't have those, but that would probably be the thing to use if you wanted to do the face huggers. But yeah, so she's got little mouth, as Family Guy calls it. You got obviously the head with the big arch and stuff. You got 2 arms here, and then another smaller 2 arms, and you got spikes all down the back, and feet. And as you can see, she stands fairly well on her own, not even using the tail for balance, but if you want, you can. Just lean her back a little bit, and there you go. You got a 3-point hold, and she stands on her own fairly well. To get her to stand on a peg, like a platform or whatever, just got to get her into the right spots of it. She won't be able to stand in the middle of the platform, but as long as these little, what do you call them, clips or whatever, are facing outward, she can stand on platforms fairly easily. So that's a nice little touch there. Alright, now let's move right along. Ah, she lost her foot. Good job. You can call me Ripley now if you'd like. I would not mind at all. Let's move on to the Xenomorphs. And these guys do not stand very well on their own, but once you get them on pegs, it's pretty good stand. So these look just excellent, in my opinion. They really do look like Xenomorph minifigs. I'll get a minifig Green Lantern in here as comparison. They look kind of bigger than a normal person, which is what a Xenomorph should be. And yeah, I mean, they fit perfectly. The scale works. The tails are made out of the little antenna things, and I considered, if I wanted it to be more flexible, there would have been a really easy way to do that. This basic robot body, and let me just take him off. So you take the tail off. There is the classic robot body little peg right there in the back, and this does fit in. This piece of just piping, Lego piping or whatever, fits in there just fine, and it would enable it to be kind of, springy. Right now it's more controlling the guy than it would if it were shorter. But it allows it to have more of an arched tail-like look, and so I could have done it that way. I just couldn't make myself cut this, because when am I ever going to find another one without specifically going out and buying it? But you can see how simple the design is, and that's kind of the beauty of this thing. I am kicking myself a little bit that I couldn't get mouth on these guys, a secondary mouth. I just couldn't think of a way to do it that wouldn't make it look kind of funky. But yeah, I mean, I think that does get across the very basic Xenomorph thing, and it's in the minifig scale, which is what Lego's all about. So yeah, there are the Xenomorphs, the aliens, and now the surprise. Predator. Predator turned out fairly well. Right now I got like the closest thing I could find to a Predator face, right there. And so you can see that a little bit through the helmet. It's not the best face in the world, but I don't think you could possibly get a Predator face without making a custom piece, or a special piece. But if you don't want the eyes peeking out, or you just don't like that face enough, well then, I have a solution for you. Black head in, and now it looks much more like the classic Predator thing. But yeah, I mean, this has everything you need with Predator. It's got the shoulder cannon, the claws, and a spear thing. And it turned out fairly well. It's a fairly simple way to design a Predator minifig, and I'm pretty happy with how he turned out. Again, let's just go ahead and move that head for a minute. Let's get him out and put in Lego Green Lantern for comparison. There's a crossover for you. Green Lantern versus Predator. Tell me that wouldn't be cool. But yeah, I mean, I think they scale up fairly well. Predator is usually a little bit bigger than people. I could have achieved that if I wanted to, but I just didn't think it was really necessary. It's a short Predator. Don't judge. But yeah, there you go. There's Lego Predator and Lego Green Lantern, and now they're gonna fight, and Green Lantern could totally kick Predator's ass, but I still want to see the crossover. So 1 second. Give me just 1 second. Put Predator in the center, and get a cool little pose together for these guys. There's a pretty good way to pose this set, I think. Predator surrounded by aliens and their queen, of course, as he encroaches on an egg. Alright, I hope you enjoyed. I know it was a bit shorter than normal, but I figured minifigs would be a better way to approach it than like a giant fig, or a giant construction build. So I thought minifigs would be a pretty cool way to do it, and I think it turned out fairly well. So I hope you're happy. If you have a suggestion for a custom set I should build, like a franchise I should try to achieve, let me know in the comments below. I have some custom Green Lantern universe stuff coming up eventually here, and I bought the Hulk and Iron Man Hulkbuster set the other night. So I'm going to do a speed build of that as well, but I wanted to get this out to you. I got a lot of these pieces off of Brick Owl, a site I highly recommend, and I'll leave a link to in the comments, or in the description below. Yep, leave me your comments, let me know what you think. Thanks. Bye, everyone.